Welcome, Aries. This is Regina, Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your full moon in Aquarius reading. The full moon is on the 19th of August, 2024, and it is really focusing for all of us on the theme of emotional freedom. So I am very grateful to be here. I'm glad that you're here. These are general readings. They're not going to resonate for everyone. If you're interested in a personal reading, look for the information in the description box below. Let's get started. Aries, with your overall energy for this full moon, Two of Swords. This is a theme that's been repeated for you, and it is regarding a very critical feeling, significant crossroads in your life, a decision, a choice between two significant directions that has been available to you for a while. This is as a result of you pursuing your own truth, looking for more information, more guidance, taking note, observing the behaviors and activities around you, the energies that are available. What is making this decision feel so difficult? This is such a struggle, is that you absolutely, when you tune into your intuition, understand what's the best way forward for you. You understand what your path is, what your job is, what your work is, in order to uh, bring balance into your life and allow yourself the freedom of your authentic expression. However, you may be concerned about the impact of that decision, this new path, on others around you, often believing that you have been carrying a role or inhabiting a role for so long that others are dependent on this in a way that may not be true as we would like it to be. That in some ways has been the fear that has been holding you back from moving forward. And that's really what you should be recognizing at this moment, that this uh, decision to be responsible to the desires, the needs of others has actually been an excuse, perhaps, or a distraction from pursuing your own success. In the 10th house, the house of your social identity, the way others see you, the Ace of Wands is reinforcing this idea that there is a new path that you're excited and enthusiastic about, that comes from your inspiration, that comes from your place of hope. This is a miraculous place where anything is possible, and this represents a real divergence from a familiar area of responsibility, position that you've held in the lives of others, job that you've held where you feel indispensable, you know that you're relied upon. This new direction represents something altogether different, a kind of renewal of your own excitement and enthusiasm for a path that comes from an authentic desire of yours, a new direction, even a new lifestyle that may seem surprising to others. In the first house, this is your perspective, your attitude, your mindset. The Knight of Swords is indicating your continued curiosity about this change that you're contemplating, this new direction that is available to you. Part of how you're handling this sense of stalemate is by allowing yourself to be curious about what you are discovering and uncovering about yourself as you explore this new direction. I mentioned earlier the idea that rather than seeing the loss to others as you withdraw or pursue something outside of what's familiar to you, you are understanding more so how this responsibility, this obligation or sense of obligation has held you back, been a distraction from pursuing your own success. And you're really looking at that as a way of altering your perspective on the situation, on the opportunities available for you, and really pulling back the attention, the critique towards yourself and how you have restricted your own movement, your own ability to pursue something that is authentic to your sense of truth and purpose. In the fourth house, the Queen of Swords. This is really in the place of your history, your domestic life, your family, your family of origin, your origin story. The Queen of Swords is describing you as someone who is a facilitator for greater understanding. This recalls an historic, an ancestral, or familial role that you've played, and this is likely to be a position you hold within your family, your extended family, your uh, uh, relatives, vis-a-vis your ancestors. You have been inhabiting a place that you believed was a placeholder for the purview of your ancestors. You have been attempting to heal your own generational wounding, and in that function, in that place, you have been offering others the opportunity to work through, to open up to new ideas, new information about the generational trauma you've experienced. Whether you are, particularly in the US, family of from descended from immigrants, from a different culture, from something that can be perceived as marginal in the context of a patriarchal white supremacist culture. You are re-understanding how you have inadvertently, perhaps, taken on that challenge uh, to your own success, to your own limitless capacity. And this is something that you have been working through on your own terms, in your own private space, or with and through relatives or close friends who share an understanding of this social positioning that you have inhabited that has, to date, been a form of limitation. In the seventh house, we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is in the house of your significant others. So the Knight of Pentacles is describing your reconsideration of the whole notion of your relationships. At what level do they support you? And are you in authentic partnerships that are that merge uh, consciously together by agreement to pursue this new, greater, more practical, more abundant opportunity? This can, because all the swords lend me to believe that it has to do with some way of harmonizing or balancing social forces or elements in your life, perhaps an element of activism or seeking justice of some kind or another. I'm going to pull an oracle card for you and hope that this has been resonating with you so far, Aries. And out jumps the adversity card. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So this is giving me a heads up about the kind of energy that may be continually disrupting this sense that you can begin forward, that you can take up this fresh opportunity that you're pushing through, and some of the forces that have been resisting that. And most of these forces really do appear to be as a result of a family of origin, a trauma, an imbalance of power that has been with you for a long time, that you've internalized as your part in the whole, your relationship, your ability to facilitate the truth for others, to help others be successful. And that is something that you're actually challenging through your current relationships and partnerships, that you are actually an equal partner. You may even be a leader in bringing a productive partnership. It can be personal or business, but there's an opportunity here for you to merge both and to be a full equal in that exchange, in that enterprise. From the flora and fauna of Africa, I have flipped the Atlas Bear, and the key word is appreciation. I like this a lot. Appreciation is here, and it reads, take charge. Use your mental and physical strength to overcome adversity. Protect and cherish what you love. What I think is so critical here is the appreciation that you give to others, the acknowledgement and validation that you share in your relationships, in your exchanges, in your role as an advisor or a mentor. There is at base a way that you are coming actually into a greater value and appreciation of yourself. That is the basis for the change that you are experiencing, this way of choosing yourself, choosing your likely success, the pursuit of something that is significant to you is actually altering the relationship of your peers and significant relationships in a way that is at least putting you on an equal footing with others involved. And actually, that is a result of your prioritizing your desires. I'm going to clarify the Knight of Swords in the first house with the World card in the second house, and the Four of Wands in the third house. You're definitely closing up a cycle, and this feels like a cycle of an economic base. There's something that is possibly coming to an end and something that you are preparing to begin on a fresh footing. This does feel like it can be location as well as perhaps a new job, a new position in a job you've had, or a new opportunity for you to step through a portal of abundance that is going to yield you a great deal of prosperity on the terms that you value. This is likely the result of a very powerful and strong relationship, partnership. This feels based in a deep friendship, but it actually has gone the distance as a long-term stable influence that provides you with not just an emotional safety or security, but it provides you with an inspiration, a desire to grow, for you to grow within the relationship and to support the relationship to pursue a growth that can be contribute to the world. In the fourth house, the Queen of Swords is clarified by the Fool card in the fifth house and the Two of Swords again in the sixth house. Some of the decisions that you're making are less about this new creative opportunity. And for many of you, this expression has everything to do with a creative narrative, a product. It can be in relationship with children or your peers. But the choice, the decision that you feel under pressure to make is really about shedding this old role that you have occupied, this old role that has led you to make certain decisions about your well-being, your productivity, and your efficiency. In other words, there's a lot to do with your health is involved in this. When I say well-being, I mean health in all areas of your life, but your health is actually fundamental to a path that you're leaving and preparing for in a new way. This can be the result of a relocation or a new job, a new position, a new opportunity. but it is pressuring you to pursue something that, again, feels like it may be pulling you away from what has been familiar. And you are continuing to gain the courage to turn down that road, to make that leap that you are inspired to make, that you're hopeful. You believe in the limitless possibilities that await you on this new pursuit. The Knight of Pentacles in the 7th house is clarified by the 5 of Cups in the 8th house and the 10 of Pentacles in the 9th house. I hope you can see this because I want you to see my flowers too. Yes, I think you can. So you are continuing to recycle the lessons of your disappointments, your failures. And again, this feels as though it comes back not just to your family, but to all long-term investments you've made. This can include important jobs or positions you've held in organizations or in relationship. You are understanding that many of the challenges have been to purpose. And in that way, you are grateful for the opportunities to be where you are, to have the choices you have. And this is really verified by the 10 of Pentacles in your 9th house, where your higher mind is stimulated by the abundance of resources that you have at your disposal. In many ways, it indicates to me that your security and stability is more than sufficient. You consider it abundant. There's no limitation to the access that you need to create this new direction, this new lifestyle, the creation of a product that is going to be that you can contribute to others in the larger sense. You may even have an opportunity to teach or publish in some way. And that is part of the engagement in dialogue that is motivating you, that is fuel for what you're creating, how you're documenting it, how you're recording it. The Ace of Wands in the 10th house is clarified by the 10 of Swords in the 11th and the 2 of Pentacles in the 12th. So we have the King, the Knight, the Queen, and the King of Swords. And this is really describing a very protracted, reflective period for you. This is not just about the thoughts that you're thinking, the curiosity that has been prompted by the changes you wish to make, the information you're gaining, the truth you're pursuing, but it's also about the way that you can provide information, knowledge that you're gaining with others, how you can help a collaborative, a group, an organization, a partnership you're in to resolve problems as a function of learning something new, gathering more information, looking beyond the familiar perspective that you until recently were unaware that you held. And we can academically know things about our limitations, our lack of exposure, what is beyond our world, but it isn't until now that for many Aries, you have not been aware of how not rigid, how established your frame of reference was. Despite your natural inclination to move to a more global exchange of ideas, frame of reference, greater exposure to the way that others solve problems, working with others that are different, it coming together through commonality to improve the world. This is what is being highlighted during this full moon in Aquarius. You have an opportunity to step outside the box, but that is requiring more courage than you have in the past believed that you had or were aware that you were capable of. The 2 of Pentacles is indicating that you have been trying for quite some time to integrate this knowledge that you have worked very hard to gain, that you have thought and considered and reflected on over many of your life experiences. And you are trying to integrate that into the possibilities for your future, and where you are in the present is at that fulcrum. You're balancing this information, you're taking in more, you're recognizing that you don't feel quite in a position to move yet, but you're aware that the opportunities you're manifesting require more information, more input from others, more uh, sort of confirmation that your truth is relevant to others, that it contains the practical framework for you to build towards this greater exchange of ideas. So I see for many of you an opportunity to teach, to speak, to present, to uh, discuss, be in conversation with others around this greater vision that you are manifesting as a possibility for yourself. I pulled from the Yoga Path Oracle the Buddha card, and I'm going to look that up. So, the Buddha card represents one who is aware. Buddha is not just one person, but anyone who has an aware and blessed soul. Right now, that is you. You've woken up to your true self and let go of the illusions that were binding you to the material world. You've taken off the mask of security and given a good look into the vastness of your own soul. You've realized that nothing is inherently good or bad, but rather just is. You understand the non-dual nature of the world and are letting go of the judgments of the mind. Hold the knowledge that we are all Buddha nature. It just takes remembering. I love this for you. Thank you so much, Aries, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.